I wanted to stream and do a quick little review of the new tablet that I just got, which has been out for a while, and I've seen people write reviews on them, which is part of the reason why I picked one up, because everything's been really positive about it, and I wanted to check it out and see if it really would be an upgrade for me. What it is it's the Monoprice 12x9 tablet, and they have a bunch of options for sizes on their website, monoprice.com, under the graphic drawing tablet category, or just type in tablet in the search bar and you'll get it. This is the one that I have, the 12x9, which I think is the biggest one that they offer. That's pretty much the key point why I got it. I had a much smaller tablet. Oh, I have viewers. Didn't expect that. My older tablet is a lot smaller. The surface drawing space is like I want to say just over 8 inches wide by 6 inches tall, and I actually lost a little bit of that too because I changed the proportions of it and the settings, which it was kind of messing up my drawing for a while, and I didn't even realize it was set like that. Basically, it was not proportional on my tablet to my screen, which I think is kind of important because you want to keep your strokes look natural and in ratio with each other, with what your mind is telling your hand to do, and that's not what was happening. So my drawings were actually, if I had done the same strokes on paper, they all would have been too tall based on the way that the ratio was, the aspect ratio of the tablet to the screen. So I changed that. That's when I realized I wanted to get a bigger tablet because I lost another inch of drawing space in the vertical range. So and that was leading to me getting carpal tunnel syndrome, and I hope that my new tablet's going to fix that, because my hand was so tight and all of my strokes were just only hand finger movements. So it was just constant strain on my finger tendons and my wrist as well. So I have the bigger tablet now. It's 9x12. I guess I'll just pull it open on the screen here. And yeah, this is exactly what it looks like. That's the pen that comes with it. I actually got a replacement pen because I heard that this one's kind of flimsy and cheap. So I bought the upgraded pen, which is only like $9, so it wasn't a big deal. And I do prefer it. I don't think that it's as flimsy as cheap as everybody was saying it was. It doesn't feel all that bad. That's kind of brings me to my biggest con that I've seen about this tablet and experience so far, is that there's a battery in the stylus, and it kind of, so far I've only used it for like an hour now, but it kind of comes loose a little bit easily. It probably won't do it right now, but it's kind of got knocked loose a couple times, and I just kind of have to shake the pen and it gets going again. But that's pretty much my only complaint at all. I don't have anything else bad to say about this thing so far. It took me a while to get the drivers installed. Actually, it took me like 3 hours because I was having a hard time figuring out what to do. But in case anybody wants to know, when you're using Mac OS X 10.6, which is Snow Leopard, what you want to do if you get this tablet, or I think any of these, what this would apply for, you might first want to try just installing the driver like normally, but don't plug in the tablet first. You want to install the drivers and then plug in the tablet and go like that. But there's a firmware update that is in effect right now, and today is now it's June 5th, it was June 4th, that was released in the middle of this past May, and that actually is what did the trick, but it's an exe file, so you can't install it on Mac. So what I had to do was plug my tablet into my wife's Windows 8 laptop and download the firmware update, which is right on the page that I was just on. Where is it? Knowledge base, maybe? Specification, somewhere in here. There's definitely a link in here, so but yeah, basically what I had to do was, this customer review on here kind of led me in the right direction. He said right out of the box it wasn't working for him in Mountain Lion or Windows 7 for that matter. So he downloaded the drivers from the manufacturer's website, and that also didn't help. He ended up having to exchange his tablet and everything. He went through a big back and forth with the company, finally got pointed in the right direction. And what he had to do was attach his tablet to a Windows machine and download the firmware update. And he has a link to the firmware update, but there's actually a newer firmware update that is it's somewhere in here. I swear it is. Just can't find it. Maybe it's in the main description. Yeah, it's right here. It's on the main description. It's the firmware update. That's the one that I used on my wife's computer. Downloaded it while that was plugged in. It had me re-plug it back in, and then it took effect, and it was instantly working on that computer. So I was pretty excited that might actually start to work on my main computer, which is a Mac. So I headed over. I just plugged it into my Mac, and actually before I plugged it into my Mac, I reinstalled the drivers one more time, restarted it again. I just wanted to be safe, so got it going again, plugged it back in, and it worked. It's been working this entire time now, so I'm really, really happy with that. And the everything that I wanted to be true about it has been true. It's incredible, fidelity to what I'm doing. The tablet that I used before was a Bluetooth wireless tablet, and the one I used before that was an Intuos 3. So to show you what those other two tablets that I've used are, and I haven't used anything besides these, so just for comparison's sake, Intuos 3, I think I had a small, and I used this from 2006 to 2010, late 2010. It's pretty small. This is a medium, I think, in this picture, but this would be what the small would look like. It's a very small drawing space, and I wore it out pretty fast. The surface was pretty nice. It was kind of smooth. I think on the Intuos 4 they started bringing in a textured surface, and it was probably a little bit too much, though, because I think people were going through the nibs way too fast. I think they got rid of that with the Intuos 5. So I think the Intuos 5 is probably still the king of the market, but I think this would probably be the next choice in a lot of ways. It's got a great, unbelievable fidelity to the strokes, even really, really fine little details. I would never have been able to do this and feel confident that it was doing what I'm asking it to do on my old tablet. And the tablet that I had, was replacing was also a Wacom tablet. And it was a Graphire. It might take me a second. Bluetooth. I think, yeah, it's 6 by 8 inches. This is the exact one. It was a little bit bigger, and that's kind of the reason that I got it. And also, it has a smooth sort of plexiglass thing that goes on top of it. You can see it here. And I figured that would keep my nibs from wearing down too much and sort of protect the surface of the actual tablet, and it did do that. The biggest problem, though, that I was having was there was just some sort of lag from it being Bluetooth, and it would kind of go in spurts. There would be times where it was running perfectly, but at other times it would get so bad that I just had to turn off the tablet and then restart it and go like that. And I've been doing that for the last 3 years, so I was getting a little bit sick of it. And then with the small size of it was really starting to affect me. And now I have a bigger monitor as well, so the jump that was having to happen in my brain, and then also I have a big space on my screen, and making such a tiny little stroke with my hand just felt so unnatural and almost painful with the carpal tunnel. It wasn't as fun as it used to be. It just felt sort of forced. So now I have this thing. I'm hoping that it's going to be the answer to my problems, and so far it seems like it will be. I'm going to pull open my inking brush here, since that's kind of a lot of what I do. But as you can see, it's just very, very subtle pressure tracking. All of these strokes feel really, really good. I don't think I've ever felt this good inking in, not that I'm really inking, but inking in Photoshop. I mainly use Manga Studio for inking, but I could probably consider doing that in here now with this new tablet. I already do most of my sketching in Photoshop, so I'm always going to be using it for that at least. And I do all my digital paintings and stuff in here as well. I'm going to bounce over to Manga Studio, actually, since I was just talking about it. I didn't set up any of my layers like normal, but it's okay. This is just my sketch brush. Pencil tool, whatever you want to call it. And I usually have this cranked up to 5 or 6. And it feels fantastic. This feels so good. I really couldn't be any happier than I am right now. I was kind of getting worried when I was having trouble installing the drivers earlier. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Just a little bit of the back end stuff of this thing. There's a, I'll pull it on my screen here. This is how you adjust it. It's in applications if you're using Mac, under pen tablet settings, and you can set what the buttons do. The buttons on the pen can only be set to be like mouse type actions. So right click, left double click, and right double click, which I don't, that's the difference from Wacom that I would say is a drop off. But I have all my hotkeys programmed into a different little side keyboard thing anyway, so I wasn't really using those anymore. I have it set to pen mode, which is the best way. I have 2 monitors now, so it's set to monitor 1, so I'm getting the most out of my tablet space. I could set it to full monitor and it would be able to go off screen, which I'm doing right now, and I just pretty much lost half the space basically is what happened there. So if I set it back to monitor 1, then I'm relying on my mouse to go between the 2 screens. Scope, I have mine set to be it's the same as a screen ratio. I could use full area, which would give me like another maybe total 1 inch, maybe a little bit more than that on the top and bottom in total. But I use the screen ratio because I want to correct that problem that I used to have. But it's such a so much a bigger tablet that I'll still be using my arm to make my strokes. It'll be a lot more like drawing in an actual paper or canvas or whatever type of thing that I'd be working on. On the top of this tablet there are a bunch of buttons. It looks like I'll be able to program that however I want, which is really, really cool. Because I already have tons of stuff programmed in my little side keyboard. And that this will just be, I'll probably never have to use my keyboard while working again. Right now the defaults are new, well it says to be Command N, but for me Command N is a new layer. So it's actually, if I were in Photoshop and hit that, it would, here I'll hit it right now on the tablet. It creates a new layer, Dialog. So instead of a new document. Back to this. Second one, do I just click it? Yeah, open. So Command O. Third, I'll just read them across now, what they're supposed to be. New, open, save, print, cut, copy, paste, undo, redo, page up, page down, back, forward, find, enter, and then there's 3 custom spots, and then desktop, and then exit. So a lot of the default ones that people would use anyway, but I'm probably gonna cut those up and do my own thing with them, but I'm excited about that as well. Last thing is the pressure. You can see that I have it set to, actually I want to make it a little bit lighter now that I thought I already had. But that gives you a little test space to see what it's like. And I really like light sensitivity, so I don't have to press super hard to get a thick dark line. You can see that it goes all the way up to 1023 pressure levels, and this is just, it just tracks really, really nicely. Really, really subtle pressure sensitivity, which is what everybody reported about it, but it's just surprising to feel in person. So I don't know, I'm just really happy with that. Make it heavy. I'm drawing on the tablet and nothing is picking up. So then I press really, really hard and then I'm getting stuff. So yeah, I'll keep that on light, if not all the way there. I think the default was all the way light actually, so that's pretty okay with me. Hit exit and have that take effect. So yeah, it feels pretty good. I'm not sure if there's anything else to say about this. I definitely recommend it. Yeah, I guess that's about it. Thanks for checking this out.